Hi everyone, welcome to another video in the series Python for Beginners, and today's tutorial is going to be about functions. So what is a function? A function is a piece of code that is used to do a specific task. For example, adding two numbers or multiplying two numbers. It could be to manipulate strings, it can be to manipulate lists, change lists, or perform any type of algorithm. So let's quickly go into PyCharm and let's create our first function. And the first function is, so the function starts with def, the function name, then two brackets, round brackets, a colon, and then we give it 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have the code inside the function. Let's say print hello. So our first function, its task is to be able to print out hello. So if we run this, we can see that there's nothing being printed out here, and it's because a function needs to be called. And the way we do that is in line 4 we can say hello and then put our round brackets, and this is, so first we have the function name hello, and we have the round brackets, and this pretty much calls the function in line 1. So let's play this, and we can see here that PyCharm prints out hello. We can make it a little bit more complex. Let's say our next function, its task is to able to add two numbers. Let's change the name of our function from hello to sum. A function can also have parameters, and the parameters we can include them inside the round brackets. Let's say num1 and then num2. So our first parameter is num1, num1, and the second parameter is num2, and we can see here that it's separated by a comma. And to call this now, we can do, actually we can change the print statement as well. We can print out num1 plus num2. So to call this, similar to the hello function, we type in the name of the function, sum, and then we have to give values for the first parameter and the second parameter. And this will be, let's say 5 and then 4. So 5 will be given to num1, and 4 will be given to, the value 4 will be given to num2. And here we print out num1 plus num2, and this is going to be 5 plus 4, which should be 9. So let's play this and see here that it actually prints out the number 9. We can also have something called return types. A function can return a value, and it can be an integer, a float, a list, it can be anything. So let's quickly create the variable sum, which will hold the value num1 plus num2, and then we can return sum. So if we print this out, so So inside this print statement, we call sum with the values 5 and 4 for num1 and num2. Sum, this variable, adds num1 and num2, and then it returns sum, and this will be printed out by the print statement. Instead of the print statement, we can also have another variable, let's call it x equaled sum, and x will now hold the sum of 5 plus 4, or whatever this function is returning. And in this case, it's the sum 5 plus 4. So we can also print out x and see what it prints out. And it's going to be 9 again. We can also have functions which manipulate strings. So let's change the function name from sum to string manipulator. Let's call it x. And let's return so let's call str string manipulator function, and let's give the value x, the string hello, and we can return, let's say we want only the characters from E to O, but not H. So the way we do that, we can use string slicing, and we can return x. So we want to start from the first indices. So H is 0, E is 1. So we want to start from 1, and then we give it a colon. And for the second slicing parameter, we don't need to give it anything here. We can have, let's say, 3, but we want to go all the way to 0, so we can leave it blank here. And this will get the strings from 1 all the way to O. And let's have y store this value, and let's print out y. So what we're doing here is we're sending hello into string manipulator, so x will now hold the value hello, and we're returning the slicing of the string x, which is hello, and that is from 1 all the way to the end. So indices 1 to the end. So we will remove h, and we will have the strings from E to O, and y will now hold this value, and we're printing this out. So if we play this, we can see here that we're printing out E to O, and let's say we only want E and double L's. What we would do is, so from 1, the second L is, so 0, 1, 2, 3. The second L's indices is 3, but we need to give it 4. So the first parameter is from where we should start from, and the second parameter after the colon is where we should end, but not including it. So it'll stop before 4. So it'll stop at 3. So let's say let's print this out, and we have here E and double L's, and if we keep decreasing this, we can get the strings shorter and shorter all the way to just E now. We can pass in any type of data type or even objects, as we will learn in further tutorials. But for now, we will only use data types. Let's give let's manipulate strings now, and have our function be called listman, and let's send in 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this value is being sent to the list X, and let's change X to let's change the third element, so it's the second indices of X, and let's change this 1 to maybe a 5. So it's the second indices, and the fifth, the 0th indices in this list, and we're changing that to, let's say, 5. Let's see, we have X as a variable, and let's send in X. And let's print out X. So what we're doing here is we have the variable X having this list, and we're sending this list inside the list manipulator function, like this. So this X will be sent here into the function, and we're changing this 1 to a 5. And let's print out X after it's being run through the function. So what we can see here is the 1 over here is being changed to a 5, and this is because we're sending in the actual data type, and so the ID that we send into the function, so the ID of X outside the function and the ID of X inside the function will be both the same thing. And this might be different compared to other programming languages, where the data types used there, when we send this let's say a list or something into a function, only a copy is being sent. But then in Python, we're actually sending in the exact ID of the data type, and not a copy. And yeah, that's all I wanted to be taught in this tutorial. Subscribe to the channel and give it a like if it helped in any form. And yeah, I'll be making more content, and the next video will be about classes and object-oriented programming. And yeah, thanks for watching.